Hey guys, I'm here with baby Noah. He says hi. And I wanted to shoot a video just changing him into his new whale sleeper. This is the sleeper that I just got in my haul video from Amazon. It's by Absorba. So I wanted to put him in this new sleeper. And I'm just enjoying this little guy so much. And yeah, I wanted to chat a little bit about, like what, I guess kind of budgeting for your first silicone baby, because it is not an insignificant investment at all. And with my, I guess I just dove like head in because I bought the portrait babies of my daughter. And those were actually my very first silicone babies ever as well. So, and I think I justified it to myself by saying, okay, I think one thing that helped was the process took a while. So I actually, so from the time I had put in my request and my deposit, it ended up being like 3 years later when the baby was finally ready and I paid the final balance and had her sent home to me. But so that helped because there was time that went by that I knew this was going to be an expense that was coming, and I would need to have that money set aside. So it gave me plenty of time to save. So that's actually how I would, a couple things I wanted to mention. So we talk a lot about having how you can get some amazing deals on silicone babies on the secondary market. The challenge, the one challenge I will say about buying a baby secondhand is, unless that seller, and there are not that many sellers who are willing to do this, but unless that seller is willing to do a layaway plan with you, and some of them are, you just have to kind of read the listing or inquire. You need to have the money ready to go and have it all up front. And that could be very, very daunting, like to feel like, wow, how am I going to have, a couple extra $1,000 or a few extra $1,000, even ready to go to pay for the silicone baby. So I think like anything in life that we want to save up for, it's, oh my God, this is so cute on him, you guys. He is such a cutie. But yeah, like anything we might want to save up for in life. And I'm going to actually try to hop in the screen and hold him while I chat with you guys. He just seems like too cute not to hold. But yeah, like anything else in life that is expensive and is a luxury item that you want, I think just saving up for it is the way to go. With layaway plans, like if you do buy a baby directly from the artist, a lot of artists do offer layaway plans, and they'll offer, usually you need to pay some portion of the cost up front, and then you can pay like a certain amount monthly, or you can basically kind of come up with your own plan, like how much a month you want to set aside for how many months. A lot of them will offer a layaway plan for up to a year. Now the tricky thing is you have to then factor that into your budget. Oh my gosh, he's so beautiful. You guys, I don't know. I'm holding him and he feels so real. And I don't know, I'm just really enjoying this baby, and I'm so glad I brought him home. But it definitely was not, it was definitely not, I did have to go into savings to pay for him, because, I was buying him secondhand and I need to have the money up front. So, and I know a lot of you ladies are much more disciplined than I am about, not dipping into the family savings. You have a separate dolly account, and if you don't have money in that account, you don't spend it, which is, I so admire all of you guys who are that disciplined. I I don't have a separate dolly fund per se. I just kind of have in general what kind of a general amount that is kind of more money that is for discretionary use, and I like to be able to put a certain amount aside into savings, certain amount into our retirement accounts. You know, we have a home, we have a mortgage on our home, so that's a fixed monthly expense. And so, you know, there's certain expenses that I know are fixed in our monthly. So when you do decide to put a doll in layaway, you are basically deciding to kind of have an additional fixed expense, and it's not insignificant. So so it's just something to think about, but that is a way that you can, you know, bring home a silicone baby, you know, your dream silicone baby. I know a lot of ladies also sell babies to bring babies home too, so that is another thing that you can do. I have not been one to really kind of let go of a lot of babies in my collection. I don't know, I get attached to them in different ways. I don't feel guilty at all for not interacting with them. I know I'm weird. A lot of you guys are probably like, oh, that's so weird. But I really don't feel guilty, because to me they are my doll collection. And the big difference for me between these babies and real babies are, you know, they're low maintenance. They don't need anything from you strictly. You know, that you can have a baby lie there. It's as a beautiful piece of art, and you know, you can walk by and look at that baby, you know, day to day, and just really enjoy seeing that baby. But I know because these babies do look so realistic, a lot of us do kind of care for them in a maternal way, and you know, kind of feel bad that, you know, they're not being interacted with. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic. I'm trying to talk about you're sort of budgeting for a silicone baby. And sometimes buying secondhand, you know, I guess in that sense is not cheaper, because of the fact that you have to pay the money today versus paying it over a period of time. I'm going to give a good analogy. I don't know how many of you guys have gone to Disneyland or are familiar with the whole annual pass price hikes over the years, but Disneyland annual pass back 10 years ago when I first bought it, I remember my husband and I bought them, and they were, you know, for the premium pass where you could go every day of the year, it was, I want to say it was $350. And now that pass where you can go every day of the year, they hiked the price all the way up to, gosh, I want to say it's like $1,200. We don't have that pass. We have one of the passes that has blockout dates, but it just goes to show you what kind of price inflation they've experienced. And the biggest year and the biggest reason that they were able to get away with these price hikes was when they started offering payment plans. And so Disneyland passes, you used to have to just pay it all up front. If you didn't have the money, tough luck, you couldn't get a pass. But then they started offering, first they offered a birthday promotion. Now I'm getting really off topic, so I apologize if this is boring any of you guys. They offered a birthday promotion where you could get in free for your birthday. And then what you could do was upgrade that birthday ticket to an annual pass, and just pay the difference between a regular ticket and an annual pass. So a lot of people got annual passes. Then they started offering a payment plan where you could spread the payment out over 12 months. And it's 0 interest. So I go ahead and take advantage of it, because it is a lot easier to do that than to pay, you know, a couple $1,000s for passes for my family. So that's what we do, and you know, and because of that, a lot more people got passes, and the parks got really crowded, and they kept on raising the prices, hoping to kind of thin out the crowds a little bit, because people were complaining. But anyway, that's kind of beside the point. But I guess when an artist does offer a layaway plan, it does make it much easier to bring a baby home. So that's just one thing to consider. So, you know, definitely do your research, look at artists whose work you admire, and, you know, get on their mailing list, become their friend on Facebook, get in the know, you know, make comments, and, you know, and I think I even put this in one of my videos about advice for working with reborn and silicone artists. And, you know, I think Kelly had similar advice on her channel about, you know, kind of how to sort of get in the know. But yeah, it's really not really rocket science, but you have to be really, really good about checking your social media accounts, checking your Facebook, checking your email, you know, because a lot of them will send out an email. And then on Dolphin too, a lot of them will post in the silicone for sale section, you know, when they have a new baby and a new edition coming out. So it's really, really important to really stay on it, because sometimes they'll say, okay, I have, you know, we're going to have 20 babies in this edition, or 10 babies, or whatever the number is. And it's just first come, first serve. You have to message the artist and basically say that you want to buy that baby, and, you know, kind of, and if you can pay quickly, because really you don't have your spot until you pay for it, that will really help you as well. So, and, but yeah, you're not going to be able to, you know, pay in full if that's what you want to do, and unless you've had the money set aside. So I don't have any like special advice for setting money aside, but I have heard, like, I do know that sometimes it's easy to spend like small money kind of here or there. Like, you know, you go to Target and you buy like a few things from the dollar section, or go to Starbucks and you buy a drink. And I'm totally guilty of this myself, by the way. So I'm probably not the best person to to talk to you guys about budgeting. But there was once an article, and I think it was about, you know, they were talking about how, like, if you instead of spending $4 a day on like a cup of coffee, you could put that money aside, and after a year you would have, you know, like $800 or some, or, you know, maybe $1,000 to actually buy like a really nice luxury item. I think they were talking about more of like a purse, or a really like a designer scarf, or a designer outfit, or something like that, versus a versus a high-end collector's doll. But it's that same concept that, you know, we can easily spend sort of like little money here or there, and you know, we kind of don't even necessarily, it may be just more something out of habit versus something that, you know, really is going to give us just so much enjoyment, you know, in the long run. So just something to think about. But yeah, I do think having a payment plan with an artist does make these babies a lot more affordable. I also think there are new silicone artists coming out, and they don't charge quite as much. So look at Angela Lewis. Courtney from Little Lambs Are Nursery, she has a beautiful AA baby, sleeping cloth body silicone baby. And that's another thing. Cloth body silicones are a lot more affordable than full body. And I have to say, they're cuddly. They're really cuddly. And if they have full limbs, you really don't miss out on too much. It's really, a lot of collectors who have both actually prefer cloth bodies. So, you know, sure, yes, you can't do the bathing videos and things like that, but I don't really bathe my babies all that much anyway. It is kind of cool to have like kind of full realism. So I guess if I could only have one, I probably would still pick my full body, but the cloth body is a great place to start. And so Courtney's been trying to sell, she has a baby she bought from Angela Lewis, and you know, she is a bit of a boo-boo baby because the back of her head, you know, is missing some hair, you know, so she, anyway, so she's offering a really good price on the baby. Besides that, the baby is so cute. It's a sleeping baby. I think she's asking $750, and she's selling her on Dolphin. So, and she's also tried selling her on eBay, but I think she had a non-paying bidder or something like that. So I think that baby is still for sale. But for $750 for a cloth body silicone, I mean, that is like a reborn baby price, you know, at the end of the day. You know, getting a silicone baby and trying that, it doesn't have to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. There are silicone babies available, but you do have to be on the hunt, and you have to be quick to the draw. So if you are stocking the Dolphin silicone for sale section, first of all, you have to be a Dolphin member. It's well worth the $20 a year. You need to be very, very fast and message the seller right away saying that you are interested. Of course, you may have some questions. You want to ask for some additional pictures, and I definitely asked for more pictures of Noah before I committed to buy him. And at first I wasn't sure if, you know, I wanted a biracial or African-American baby for my collection. And I actually thought I might prefer him to be a little bit darker, but I think he's just perfect. He's so gorgeous. And, you know, so that was kind of like some of my questions. I can't believe how real his hand, he just has a lot of detail, and his hair is just amazing. So, But yeah, you have to be super quick, and you just have to like jump on it and just go for it. So that is what I've learned. And um, yeah, and then with Dolphin too, there is a feedback system. So I know that, you know, there is a lot of advice to not pay friends and family. And yes, and I would absolutely discourage paying friends and family if there's a seller who does not have a lot of positive feedback selling high-end babies. I did pay friends and family to bring Noah home, and I know that that is something you have to use extreme caution and extreme discretion with in general. But you know, the reason sellers want that is because then they don't have to pay the PayPal fees or eBay fees, because it is, I think PayPal takes 3.5%, or they'll have two prices. They'll have a price for if you want to pay goods and services, and they'll have a lower price for friends and family. So, which is basically what they want to net from the dolls. So it's kind of up to you in some cases, or you know, you if they want friends and family, you can offer to pay a little bit more, to pay by goods and services, and it really should be by goods and services, because that's what this transaction is. So just be very, very careful with that. I did pay friends and family for Noah, as well as for my two reborns, Connolly and Evelyn, who I bought from Joe Mama 5. She's also on Dolphin, and she's from the UK. So those I did pay friends and family. And you know, Melissa George, we always do goods and services, but I trust her completely. I wouldn't have an issue paying her friends and family if she requested that. So you know, so if it's a very reputable seller, or somebody that you know well, and that sort of thing, it's something you just have to think about, because a lot of times buying on the secondary market, if you're not buying through eBay or something, there is that issue. So anyhow, I feel like I've probably rambled enough. I'm gonna go ahead and put Mr. Noah back down and probably get out of the camera, and I hope it worked out okay for me to be part of the video. And thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I look forward to showing you guys footage from the Rose Doll Show very, very soon. All right, take care.